Right.
And should we talk about the foods
Yes.
that, because that definitely makes a difference.
It makes a
We've been
difference.
sold on so much of this processed food that it's ridiculous.
Right.
But the good thing is, a lot of people. I was just saying the good thing about it is a lot of people seem to be getting on it because it is out here. I mean, I see it. I don't know if they just showing it to us. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if a lot of these people seeing it. But the thing is, what's tripping me out is how do people just like how do you just not get to that point where you say, oh, wait a minute. If Mother Nature gave us all this food, if humans have existed for all of these years, eating other foods that got them through enough to have us and keep going, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying science can't play a part, and I believe science has played a part
Right.
in prolonging our lives. Then again, I think about it, I'm like, did it? But did it though? Did our lives actually?
Well, I'd like to say certain people's lives. Certain people that were getting sick all the time, getting the cancers. So I would say certain people.
But what I'm saying is, before the human influence, before the monstrosities of man started, doing it so. What is the word? Yeah, I think before the band started, doing the murderous ways that was overwhelming in the pale skin uprisings.
Right.
So I don't know. Or I should say the Caucasians when they came. To me now, I think some Caucasians are cool.
Right.
I think some Caucasians do not adhere to the racism, the racist ways and all this stuff. I think that. But if they was positioned, you know what I'm saying? I wonder would it tap that inner monster
Right.
that made a lie for me. And that could go both ways, so I'm not gonna. That's speculation all day.
Mm-hmm.
But my point was, I wonder did our ancestors, before this madness kicked in on such a high level, I wonder did they live longer?
I bet they did. I'd put money that they did.
So I guess a better question would be, has science helped people live longer? Not just has it helped people live longer, has it helped people before the madness live longer? Like now, don't just look at the people who was coming out of these mad, crazy times where they would eat each other and all that. Go before that. Go before when they wasn't each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I guess you'll have to say when the leaders was darker skinned people, and they was kings and queens of things of that nature. Which I don't agree with. Of course, I don't like the label of a king or a queen because they gotta have royal subjects, which to me basically means you're enslaving them, enslaving the people around you under the farce that you're supposed to be there because of your bloodline.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's some bogus stuff. Like, it's just that whole ideology of somebody owning, land like that is just crazy to me. But what do I do? I mean, what do we do? But anyway, we was talking about the foods, and I was talking about the processed food, and that's when I get into all of that. My bad, my tangent over there. You could have stopped me at any time. You said, get back to what you get back to the point.
Yeah, and regarding the processed food, you gotta think how deep this goes. And it's like a 50-50 because I get what you're saying when people should like make the connection like, oh, like our ancestors didn't eat this, but at the same time, like when you're groomed as a child, like to like when I was in school, I remember seeing the food pyramid and they had all types of bogus stuff on there, like the milks and the yogurts. I think they even had cereal on there, which is
I believe crazy. I believe they publicly announced that was bogus. Now.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I can't remember which scientist or nutritionist did, but I remember seeing that more than once. You okay?
Yeah, I was just making a note to check that out later.
Yeah, I definitely remember seeing that more than once. So the good thing is, even without that, you got doctors out here, healthy doctors, not just the doctors you look at it like, you're in health advice and you don't look healthy. That's like, you don't even appear to be healthy. Like, that type of doctor can't give you no advice. I just, it ain't gonna, that ain't gonna work for me. So, and that's kind of a shame too, because it could be other things went on with the doctor, and maybe they do have some good advice.
Right.
But it's just hard to, you get what I mean? Like, hard to, it's kind of like I gotta believe in what I'm seeing.
Right.
Unless I have reason not to believe it.
Right. And I definitely understand that.
I should say logical reason not to believe it.
It's like the dilemma.
What you say?
I said I can definitely see that fact too, and it's like the dilemma that I have. It's like in the same field, like trying to take health advice from an overweight doctor and trying to take like any sort of advice from somebody who smokes, for example. Like I just can't really take you seriously as a person. I mean, I get that you might have some good stuff, but it's so varied by the fact that you're killing yourself. Yeah, and that's the thing, even with the overweight doctor too. Like, what do we look like taking advice from somebody who looks like they're killing themselves?
Exactly. So that's another thing. That's why. I guess that's why I kind of relate the mental health, physical health to. I mean, they got to be kind of together because now you know a lot of I don't know if I'm gonna say a lot of people, but some people are talking about how the microbiome is really controlling, what we won't crave and what we need and all this good stuff. I kind of like, okay, that could be partially true, but we don't crave things that we never had.
Right, that's true.
You get what I mean? So I'm like, nah, it's got to be something in the food itself, because if we never had a slice of bread, you are not getting up in the morning or I'm getting there after your workout. Like, man, I just want some bread. It's just not happening. It's never going to happen like that. So we had to have it at some point, and it had to be something in it that made us really want more. It's like, I believe that's how they kind of stumbled upon meat. I don't believe they craved no meat before.
Right.
I believe it just, something happened, and then they was just out there hungry. Right. They decided to taste it. Like, let me taste this to see what's going on. Or they studied nature and they figured, well, if it's keeping them animals alive, it's gotta, maybe we can eat it and keep ourselves alive.
Right. I'm gonna make better notes because I had a thought and I lost it again.
You don't have your note taken?
I do. I just thought I was gonna say it right away, and I ended up losing it.
All right. All right. So we're moving on over.
Yeah. No. I have a comment. I remember. So, is it even possible for us to eat like how nature intended us nowadays, unless you have this just big old garden of your own selection? Because when we go into the store, we can't even trust the fruits and vegetables that we're getting, because those are modified by science most of the time, and the ones that they claim are not, which we don't know if they are or not, costs an arm and a leg.
Great point. That's a great point. That's exactly what I was kind of talking about.
Right.
That was exactly what I was kind of alluding to myself. Now we can't even trust the vegetables and fruits. Fully trust the vegetables and fruits. This is getting. It's probably been way beyond control. I mean, look at the people that's in charge of this stuff, though. I mean, have you ever looked at? I mean, listen. before I say what I'm going to say, I'm just trying to talk from a logistical point of view. I'm not trying to, clown people without reason or anything like that.
Right.
Have you seen Donald Trump?
Yes.
Have you seen his videos? Like, have you seen a close up of this guy? Like, if we just standing there?
Yes. I've also clocked the way that he sits, like
he just get cut off the way.
Huh? Oh, it says I lost network connection. Can you still hear me? Oh, okay, we're back on.
Now I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Don't know what that was about, but
wow.
It said I lost network connection. Maybe it was like a thing with the internet or something. But anyways,
Okay, so what I was asking you.
Right. What were you asking?
You good?
Yes.
We just did it again.
Froze?
It was quicker this time, though. Are you taking notes on the same device that we record on?
Yeah.
What? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you not have? I showed you my setup for a reason.
Okay, I'll take notes on my phone.
Where's your tablet?
It's charging in the other room.
Oh, I think you got your tablet pen, by the way.
Huh?
Do you have your tablet pen, by the way?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Because there's an extra one in your belly.
Yeah, I got it. What happened was Asira had grabbed mine or something, so that's why I have an extra one.
So, oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I remember what we're talking about here. So what I was saying was, have you seen him close up? Donald Trump. I was using him as an example because he's a well-known figure.
The highest.
It's just one of many.
Right.
That if you look at these people, what is healthy about them? Dude, just there. Like, what? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, how? And this is part of the thing. We went from Obama to who?
To Obama to Trump.
It was Obama to Trump?
Yes.
So we went from a healthy looking individual.
Right.
To, I'm talking just appearance. I ain't talking about no policies and nothing. I'm just saying, How did that happen without some type of mental illness? I'm not, like I said, I ain't talking about no policy.
Right.
How does that, like, as a person, as an individual, a human, your first thing should be about health, right?
Right.
So that's all I'm saying is, if we look at healthy people and we choose, if we have a choice, we're gonna choose. Like you said, if you got a overweight doctor sitting here and you got a doctor that's look like they're in shape, which one you gonna choose? Almost unanimously, I believe, people would say the healthy doctor. But now I wonder, are Americans mentally ill? Like most of the Americans, are they mentally ill?
I believe so.
I think this might be a fact.
Yeah, I definitely believe so. You know, there's like a whole community of people who are just completely delusional and disillusioned from like reality, talking about that it's not unhealthy to be fat. So I definitely think that would be a thing among some people.
All right. So that's on our health issue. Should we move on, or you got more?
Yes, let's move on. Well, actually, I had one more point. Even looking at the person who's in charge of the FDA, the Food, Drug, Health and Administration, RFK, this dude sounds like he smoked 30 cigarettes a day. Like, it doesn't even sound like he can keep his voice straight. It's crazy.
Who will you say? RFK?
RFK, yes, Ronald something Kennedy.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Yes, Ronald F. Kennedy.
You said he sounded like he smoked?
Yes. Yes, his voice is extremely hoarse. I can't barely understand what he's saying. But I will say it seems like he's doing right in the office for some ways.
He looks like he's fairly healthy though. I don't know what made you. I haven't heard his voice, but I'm just saying that by appearance, he looked healthy. He looked pretty. I mean, he got a suit on. I mean, but
yeah,
I don't know.
in between.
Huh?
I would say in between.
Well, I see. That's what I'm saying. I see him in a suit, so I don't know.
Oh, right.
Like if he got a belly poking out, whatever. I haven't heard his voice either.
Right.
So anyway, what would you say about him?
I said it.
Did it just sound like he smoked a pack a day?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
He probably does. I don't know. Maybe it's old age. I wonder how old this guy is. But anyway, what was your point? That was just the point that he's ahead of the health part.
Yeah, and at least he doesn't sound pretty healthy to me. And here's another thing. Do you think age is? Do you think like all like extremely old people on death's door pretty much should be running the U.S., so-called running the U.S.? Do you think it's a problem that we have so many old people in office?
Do I? Of course. I mean, of course I do. Well, let me say this. I got a problem with the single presidency.
Right.
I got a problem with that. That's too similar to a king or queen type deal. Right. Way before they came with this this Trump trying to be a king type deal.
Right.
It was already jacked up. When they said it's supposed to be a balance, then the executive office should at least have 3 people in it. That's period. Right. That should be a shared 3-person office. And think about all the things that wouldn't have happened if you had 3 people in that office.
Right.
No Monica Lewinsky for sure.
Right.
At least not in that Oval Office, right?
Right.
That would have never happened. So I'm just saying, it's a ridiculous thing. Anyway, even though they supposed to get checked by the just,
supposed to be checks and balances, but doesn't seem like that's the case anymore, which I still can't understand how he's doing that. But if you look at
he doing it, or they ain't letting him do it. They ain't letting him do it. It ain't never been no. If we could do something about it, we'd have done it all.
Right.
I believe. I'm just saying. Something about it. So, before we move on, you go with that one over?
Yeah, I'm good with that one.
You sure? Okay, so now we let's get to the money part. Well, okay, first of all, what solutions do we have to cap that off? We talked about health, mental health, physical health. Our solutions: keep yourself mentally and physically healthy as much as possible.
Right.
We have plenty of nutritionists, we got plenty of scientists, we got plenty of physical educations out there. I mean, we got people that you can see them working out. Even if it's an AI,
right.
If you can work out with it. I mean, there's nothing wrong. They have this thing about, this person is too perfect. People would never reach there. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, why is people worried about people trying to reach some type of perfect body? Like, how is that going to hurt them? What is going to mentally destroy them because they don't get the same type of abs that they see the person that they try to look like got? Like, I don't get that. So we talking about an underlying mental condition before they even start.
Right. And I think that's what a lot of people neglect to say. Like, a lot of the times, if somebody goes to that extreme, it is an underlying mental condition. That actually,
yes.
That reminds me of something we had seen about this boy who had supposedly ended his life because of an AI. Like, do you remember that? He was a teenage boy.
Vaguely. Can you remind me?
So there's this app called Character AI, and he was talking to this AI, and he had killed himself to be with her. And I think they neglected in that whole case. They neglected that this boy was obviously had some mental issues before he got on this app. It wasn't the app that drove him to do anything. It might have enhanced it, but that boy was a rap type before.
Of course, this is mental. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Right. I was just saying he was a rap type before he got on the app. It's just the way the video tried to frame it was that it was the company's fault. It was the actual software's fault for his death. So
we're talking about mental illness and more mental illness.
Right. Pretty much.
Period. I believe the person, you gotta be. I believe the parent maybe was mentally distraught enough to think that was logical at the time. Or I don't know if the parent still think it's logical. But seriously, what are you even talking about right now? Like, a computer told your child to kill himself and they did it. So your child listened to the computer more than your child listened to you, saying you got to be the stupidest, dumbest. You better not do nothing. You kill yourself, I'm gonna wake you up and kill you the right way. Like, what kind of? I can't even say enough about that one. It's just more mental. It's just that's what I'm saying. You feel like that's what we're in right now. We started with mental illness. And I say that because we started with racism.
Right.
And then they just keep going back mentally. We see this playing out in front of us like it's almost a surreal reality. Like, that doesn't make sense though. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Why? And when we come down to it, the why is always beneficial to the mentally ill.
Right.
In the mentally ill, I'm talking about things like the upper government, where it's like when Obama did that, oh, we're gonna give this money to these rich people, and they gonna trickle it down to
Obama did that too?
You know what? I told you. You know what? I said, like, when I found out he smoked cigarettes, I was like, oh. And somebody tried to argue me, because I made a comment to one of the rappers a while back. He was like, Dad. I don't think it was Dad. It was one of the rappers way back. And he studied toking on these cigarettes and trying to drop knowledge at the same time. I'm like, how are you dropping knowledge to why you basically enslaving yourself more into an enslaved system that you're already a part of? Right. I can't remember how I phrased it back then, but I know I got it on video. And you know, they came at me like, oh, how you gonna be talking to this man about cigarettes, blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't respond because what you mean? How I did that already? Right. Like, do you have anything intelligent to say? Like, wait, like, what is wrong? Like, you trying to drop knowledge, right? You trying to drop, and I ain't saying none of the knowledge he dropped was wrong. I can't remember what he was saying, but I can remember he was smoking them cigarettes. No, how are you? That's not you promoting smoking cigarettes.
Right.
If you realize it or not, you're promoting it right now. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I ain't talking about just hating on the cigarette.
Right.
Why are you promoting the enslavement while you're talking about we should not be enslaved?
Right.
Period. I don't care if our ancestors did have a hold on the tobacco way back then. We don't have it now.
Right.
That everybody should stop smoking once the power changed over. That day. It shouldn't that day. You know what I mean? Like, do what you gotta do. Don't smoke another cigarette in your life. They just took our stuff.
Right.
It's just like, it's kind of like the land map, right? Mm-hmm. They took our, like, why would we even, I don't know what we could do at this point, but not pay taxes. And they probably killed me for that. But I'm just saying, I just don't know. I believe that the only way we really gonna get anywhere is gonna be a tax rate. This is different. These people were hard. I mean, they were damn when they was trying to be taxed by that king or queen or whoever it was when they did that false Tea Party thing. They went damn. But we allowed them to tax us. I mean, don't get me wrong. We know how brutal they are,
right?
And a lot of us. I'm talking about us men. We're not afraid to go to war,
right?
But we are afraid of what they're going to do to our families,
right?
Because we know they're that mentally ill. We know they're that sick.
Mm-hmm.
We know this. History been proven. They'll eat their own kind. They definitely ain't got no problem eating ours. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, they didn't show us this, you know, so has the mental illness been bred out? This is, I believe, the big weight. When does the savagery, when does that be bred out, right? It's like being civil. Like, are we civil yet? We've been civil.
Right.
You know, are you civil yet? You get what I'm saying? It's like, and I see these type of things on YouTube a lot. I see like titles like that. Mm-hmm. They say we a lot, and I think it's a whole career for us to be like, no, it's no we in this situation.
Right.
That's a you and y'all thing.
Right. That's
historically a you and y'all thing. Anytime we can talk about a majority, we talking about a y'all. If it's nothing but 3 people that eat humans, and there's 1 person that eat humans, 3 Caucasians that eat humans, and there's 1 dark or African that eat humans, the majority of y'all eat humans. Right. Period. That's how that goes. People act like they don't know what the majority and minority or the average is a lot too. Mm-hmm. I noticed that a lot. I'm like, what is the average? I mean, you really can't do it. That's so. What? Listen, you know, and that's when you know, it's for a job when somebody pretend like they can't even give you an average?
Mm-hmm.
This is such a simple question. What is an average? That's such a simple question. Anybody past 3rd or 4th grade.
Right.
My opinion.
I agree. And I do, even with that average thing, that ties into how a lot of people will stand on their, like, it's the confirmation bias, pretty much. Like, the pushback to anything different, even if it's provable, even if you're asking questions, like poking holes into them. And I believe that's part of the mental illness too. And can the mental illness even be bred out? Because I feel like it's just shifting and changing into more like packageable ways, like just for the fact that the majority of people drink milk. I think it's the majority, or cow's milk, to say. That to me, no, not even to me. That is just an inherently illogical thing to do. Drinking the milk of another animal is inherently illogical, but it's accepted on a wider scale, and the majority of people, to my knowledge, do it. So that's why I think the mental illness, will it ever be? I don't know. I think it just like shifts, like you said, and I think a lot of people still have it, like you were saying. Like it brings me to the movie The Mist. Like I think that would happen. That would like really happen if like S hit the fan. People would go crazy, like, really crazy. But yeah, that was what I had on that. So, do you want to get to this? What were you saying?
Well, I got a couple comments. First of all, I want to say that was a great question that you asked about can the mental illness be bred out or not. I believe it can be bred out with enough culture and because what is, to me, it's just like a wild animal, right? When you take a wild animal and you take them out of the wild and you basically hand feed this animal.
Right.
Of course, the first generation may not do, the second generation may not do. But eventually, if you do this enough, you're gonna have an animal that's that's not as wild. And a lot of times, you can't even put that animal back in the wild so it can survive out there, right?
Right.
This is a lot of times it just won't happen. The other thing about that milk you was talking about, I believe that started with there's a survival tactic. I believe they had to resort to some means to just survive. So
right.
I'm not 100% sure if that was the case or not. But I just think that was one of them things. And they had access. I think the animals actually made more than they actually could use, and however that happened. But now, of course, it's to another level. And I agree with you at this level. I believe that's what you're really referring to, is the level it's at now. Like, these people drink it religiously. Like, you don't supposed to drink that stuff like that. That was there for just in case stuff get bad. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can drink it and survive. I mean, right. you might not, survive as well as you would if you just eat natural foods and drinking natural spring water and stuff like this, right. But you can do it. Historically, another point to that milk thing, historically, when I say they, everybody should know who I'm talking about, right? These Caucasians, especially the ones who enslaved and used to eat each other, enslaved people. I mean, the audacity to enslave somebody and call yourself wicked to them. Like, that's just the audacity of that, right? Man, I be ready. I be on so many jobs where I'm like, man, I should do, man, should I pound this person? Like, just pound this person down, this one speaking, talking reckless, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. Who they think they talking to? So, I know a lot of us have. I'm talking men, right? Because we got that in us. When somebody say something to us, we like, what did they say? Just even when we say it out loud, we said, hey, what did you just say? You know what I'm saying? You just be ready, you know, because you a man. This is what we do. Testosterone, you know what I'm saying? We got. So anyway, to not lose my point and go off on that, I was just trying to relate it to what they used to do. They used to have darker skinned females, which they supposedly hated so bad, breastfeed their babies. Think about it.
Right.
Breastfeed their babies. Then rape them later on. The babies grew up and raped them. Horrific. I just told somebody this now just this morning. Dude, I ain't never seen no horror movie more horrific than the actual historical events, historically recorded events, recorded events. I've never heard anything as horrific as that. I can imagine my child when somebody else breast that's not their mother even chirps me out.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I would want that to happen if that was the only way for my child to survive. But think about it. Why would they have someone else other than the mother give their child milk? Just try to not let your brain explode with that at all. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, and this is the type of stuff the scientists don't be weighing in on. Yeah, let us weigh on. Y'all want to weigh in on all this other stuff that's we can't prove and all this. Oh yeah, we go 4,000 billion galaxies away. You can see, you know, this hemoglobin. Dude, what happened there? What happened there? What was the mental mindset? What was the get Neil Tyson deGrasse? If you're listening, if anybody can get this message to this man, listen, have on your show a psychologist that could break down that part and tell us, can this be bred out? Has it been bred out? Blah, blah, blah. Answer the W's on that for us, please, because there has to be some really crazy stuff going on right there. 100%. And the last on that is, I totally agree with you with the best. I believe we already been there. Because I don't believe in the creativity of Caucasians, personally. I just don't believe in it. I believe they take ideas and they might enhance it. I don't believe they're capable of coming up with these like just great ideas. I could be wrong. I could be so wrong. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm right. I just don't believe it because what I see right now, and I'm gonna switch over to right after this. But even in the movies, when they fired them writers, or when the writers went on strike, my bad. When the writers went on strike, I don't know eventually if they got fired or whatever, but when they went on strike, do you remember how bad the movies got right away?
Yep.
Even to this day, they're still bad.
Yep.
Even I'm looking at the trailers, and I picked maybe 1-2 movies out of like 20 that I would actually watch. Right. And those don't even make me want to go to a theater and watch it.
Right.
Sinners made me want to watch it.
Right.
I'm biased. Of course, I'm biased on that one. But, I mean, if you really think about it, what was the last book that they did to go watch it?
It was like only Sinners, I'm telling you. And even
The volume,
I know, I just switched microphones because my headpiece died. Can you still hear me?
What?
I said I just switched microphones because my headpiece died. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you a little better.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I was talking.
Just don't put those on.
Can you hear me still?
No.
Okay, cool. I'll just talk it like this. But even the movies, even when you're looking at the trailers, I would agree with you. Sinners is the last movie that I would even consider going to a theater for because it actually looked good to me. But even when I look at the movies and I find one that I like, it's usually mid. Like, it's usually not. What was the last good movie that came out that wasn't Sinners? I can't even remember a movie that I actually wanted to go to the theater.
Before Sinners?
Yeah.
You said what was the one before Sinners?
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of a movie that I actually wanted to see that had came out recently before Sinners.
Oh, I think, it's hard. It got hard after, I would say, ever since, let me think about it. That's going back. Yeah, this has been a while. We'll have to look at the list. You know what? I'm gonna take a look at the list. But we can move over.
I'm just going off the top. I could be very wrong and I could be missing a lot, but I'm gonna say back like I was the end of 2021, the last movie that I really wanted to see, and this wasn't even in theaters. I didn't even want to see it in theaters. But the last movie I saw a trailer for that I wanted to see was Encanto, that I can remember off the top.
Encanto?
Yeah. And Inception. I can't.
Did you want to see that in the movies though, or it was that one of them ones that you could wait to?
It was one that I could wait for. Like I wanted to see it. I didn't want to see it like that bad. I didn't want to see it like Sinners. I would say.
I just said that to be clear about. We're not talking about if the movies look like they was good. We just talking about did they make us? They were so good that they made us want to go to the movie again, right?
Right.
Because that's the difference, right?
Right.
Because the Encanto was good. I liked it. Did I like it more than Moana? No. I like Moana better.
I agree.
Because it seemed, but it was good. It just was a little out there, further than the Moana. I mean, if you think about Moana, it was like almost everything that happened to her could have happened to her in her head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, all that could have been real in her head the whole time.
Right.
Like I can't remember anything that wasn't the water bringing Maui back could have been in her head. I'm trying to get to that point where something part of it was not, the volcano erupting could have actually happened. It probably didn't happen like that, but I'm just saying, it's so relatable to a real story,
right?
That it worked. It really worked. I was surprised that it was that good, actually, because they haven't made anything so good for a long time. Even when I look back at things like Snow White, now I'm just like, why was they talking about this was so good? I'm like, wait a minute, wow. I'm talking about them. Of course they're gonna say this is good. Do you know they still remaking this movie today?
Yep. Speaking
that's why I said that about the creativity of the Caucasian.
Right. My littlest sister has been on a little bit of a Disney princess kick, which means I've been exposed to that.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying my littlest sister had been on a little bit of a Disney princess kick, and I was just getting some of these movies, and I was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. For an example, Pocahontas, I was very disgusted by that movie. Like, it was.
You'll be more disgusted about the real story,
right? And I know the real story. That's why I was so disgusted by the movie. I was like.
You got to keep that microphone right there.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on. What happened? Your microphone? Right. Listen, we haven't did a show in like 2, 3, 4 a week, and you are not prepared. Oh, this is horrible. What's going on?
I'm gonna be with it tomorrow.
And I'm probably not gonna be with it. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's a long word. Hopefully I'm with it. I'm just saying. Okay, what were you at? Yeah, you saying you did get the real story of Pocahontas, so you do know how horrific that really was.
Right.
Something strange that's been brought to my attention today. Speaking about Pocahontas, it was a song by Faith Evans. You probably don't know who that was, but you know who Biggie is. Biggie Smalls.
Yes.
They made a big deal of it. He was such a great rapper to them and whatnot. He doesn't make my top 3 list.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he had flow, but what he didn't talk about his flow was, I don't know. I'm just saying. He didn't do that.
Right. And I cheesy-ish, I should say. But it's also the context. Like, what are they talking about too at the same time? And that's what I don't know. I just feel like the majority of people that I talk to about rap, like, just don't. That's just an afterthought. Like, they can just be rapping about some straight bull crap.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. If it's just garbage, and then it's not even motivational. Like, what do you now? Biggie did have the crack commandments, which was like street crazy, wild for people that were on the street. I can't even remember. I would have to listen to it. Like I said, I didn't get into his thing like that. I knew he had flow. That was it. That was something like that. That was my, like, he had a Born to Die song. And yeah, we can relate to it when we relate to that. But that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you, so, a lot of people say, so I would say Method Man had a better, to me,
yeah,
I would put Method above Big. Now, a lot of people might try to bug out, but I would put, and his first song wasn't about the first hit that I know of, wasn't about nothing either, but it was the delivery and the relation, just like, like I said, we can relate to it, we speak. But, and since then, he made, hits that was, with Mary J. I'm just saying, I would just put that flow up there. But that's me. That's, people won't bug out. Do what they got to do, let it do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm still got my head on that movie thing because they came out with a lot of whack movies.
Right, and it's crazy how it's just like the whole kind of movie Hollywood just changed, and it's just absolute cheeks now, in my opinion. Like it hasn't been good for so long, like years upon years upon years.
Here's another thing. Darker skinned people supporting these movies.
Right. And
have you heard some of the excuses people have for watching this movie? Hey, can we invite people to this thing that we're doing right now?
Yes.
We could?
Mm-hmm.
How do we do it?
So
we have to send them an email or?
No, we can send them an email right in the thing. So I don't know if you can do it if you're not the host, but you just click on the people tab and then there's an add people button and you just put their email in and the invite would go right to their email.
Oh man, say that again for me?
I said I don't know if you can't do it if you can do it if you're not the host, but there's a people tab and you just click on that and you just push add people and then put their email in and they'll be in if they accept the invite.
Oh, okay. So you have to. Okay, got you.
Yep.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out who this is. This might be the same thing. Okay, so where we at now? Money. We kind of start. I kind of start talking about the money when I said that darker skinned people watching these movies and the excuses they'll have to watch these movies.
Right.
This is what I'm talking about, right? They're always talking about the dollar, and of course they use this black term, the black dollar. All right, man. So this is remind me of all the hustlers that's out here, right?
Right.
Plenty of hustlers, right? No, you should give me your money, and then you'll get more money. Basically, it's give me your money. I'm gonna I'm gonna help you make some money, and then you'll get more money.
Right.
So this is what I would say to that. If you can prove, if they got the proof, I don't see how you can really go wrong. But if there's any middle people in there, that's how you can go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if somebody like Master P say, look, I'm going to show you how to get this with specifics. Like if you got 500, I'm going to show you how to make that 500 to 5,000. If you got 1,000, I'm going to show you how to make that 1,000 to 10,000. But you got to have 1,000. I got to get 200 out of that. So it's actually going to be 800. Or you got to have 1,200. If they specific with it, it makes sense. But to me, they just taking advantage of the people that don't think like that. You know, like specifically, what are we talking about right now? Like, oh, I'm gonna be your financial coach. You ain't gonna be no financial coach if ain't nobody got no money.
Right, right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have some money first, right? It's just like how we talk about credit. And I was talking about doing the credit thing. This female, she suggested that I do the credit thing, and I was like, so I didn't know her well enough to say, should I drop this on them? That I think they all like something like right. To give you credit to pay your goddamn bill. You know what I'm saying? You pay your bills on time and keep building your credit. You use your credit cards. It's no slickery, trickery, hickory. Okay, so you got little quick fixes that you can get credit up. You know, you can get your credit up faster. Okay, right. And then you can get more credit. But why do you need more credit if you're not making more money?
Right.
This is one thing they don't talk about. Oh, you can use that credit to make money. True, you could. That's a gamble. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So maybe I shouldn't be a credit guy just so I can do that. To say that if I get paid all of that, but I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, back here. I started off talking about the money and the hustlers.
Right.
What do you think right now is a good safe bet to go with?
A safe bet? In terms of investment or business?
Yeah, I mean, you think school is still the number one thing? Do you think podcasting? You think farm, raising animals? What do you think?
I would have to lean into the food because, you know, food is one of the pillars, the essentials. And yeah, people are always going to need food. So I'm going to say specifically the agricultural businesses, though. I'm not going to say restaurants because, as you know, most restaurants fail within the first 2 years of opening. If you didn't know, that's what the statistics are. But yeah, I'm gonna say agricultural specifically.
Okay. Agricultural? Mm-hmm. You said that's where you think the money is at?
Yes, I'm gonna say agricultural.
Oh, I'm gonna say what part? How? Where? How? And when? What? So what are you talking like? Well, why would you think the money was there?
You know, now that I think about it, it's not because you're gonna be competing with the big agricultural.
I can't hear you. You gotta speak like it. Turn it like this.
Like this.
There you go.
Okay.
Can you turn it?
Yeah. Is this good?
You can actually hold it like it's
like this.
You know, like take it like this and hold it like that.
Right.
Oh, I don't. Can you turn it? Can you turn it so it's not
like this?
Yeah, there you go.
Wait. Okay. Can you hear me good like this?
I can hear you. Okay.
Okay. Because the mic, hold on. The mic is like right here.
Right. There you go. Yeah, I heard you better like that.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say like the mic is. Let me just try. All right. Can you hear me good now?
Yes.
Okay. This is a comfortable position, but yeah, I just had to put some more thought into that, and I had to think. No, not really, because there's the big agriculture, and it's gonna be hard competing with them to even get in the stores in the first place. So I have to exit that one out.
No, I think you was on something. I just wanted to see how far you went with it, how far you thought about it.
Right.
I think that's they put it in a position where they knew they could take advantage of it and swindle these people out their land and commercialize it to a point that they get out the little small and pop state type of deal. But here's the thing: now is the perfect time to get into agriculture, because, in my opinion, because now we can start pushing that commercialism out, because we can start saying, "No, we growing our own food for now. We ain't doing this Monsanto thing." Every city should have a community garden, and it should be, huge, right?
Yeah.
Everybody should be invested in this community garden in some type of way.
I'm gonna add, in my opinion, the way community gardens are done now, at least in the spot that I was in, was bull jive, in my opinion.